Hey, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. What up guys, this is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today we'll be doing an unboxing video on the BWFC or the Banpresto World Figure Colosseum 2018 Volume 1 figure, which features pre-timeskip USOPP. So if you have watched my BWFC video update, you would have heard me saying that this is basically one of the few figures I'm going to get out of the whole series, because number one, I love USOPP a lot. You have seen I've reviewed lots of USOPP figures. Number two, I find this USOPP particularly innocent and cute. I don't think they really do a lot of figures like this, so it is pretty interesting and it could be a hidden gem to my collection. Another thing is also, we don't get to see a lot of pre-timeskip figures anymore, so it's pretty rare, and that's why I kind of like this USOPP, and I hope it lives up to my expectations. Alright, so let's jump straight to the box. I'm not sure if the box itself, the design is different from last year's BWFC. I think it's different. This time I even get like country flags, I guess. I think it's just to signify that it is a World Figure Colosseum. So we got USOPP here, image of USOPP. We have the series name, the character name on this side. Okay, so this is a side view. I'm too lazy to read those, but maybe you can pause the video if you want to read it. Here we have another side. So you can see there's two variants. The variant A is basically the one that we have, which is the color version, and then we have a monochrome version for people who like monochrome stuff, I guess. And this is the sculptor for this figure. He's from Japan, and basically I guess either some information about him or something. And there's the back view, pretty much just a bigger picture of what we have in the front. This is the top view, and we get our toy sticker here to prove its authenticity. So you can see it's brand new. We are going to do the unboxing. Let's go. We have taken out the parts of this figure, and it's just a total of 3 pieces. The first one on the left is basically a translucent base that says BWFC Banpresto World Figure Colosseum. It actually looks pretty neat to me, and I think a better design than previously. But unfortunately, I'm not going to use it at all because I hate bases. I think they take up too much space, and it's also pretty ugly. Next, we have the head. This is just USOPP's head. When I hold this, I could just feel already the texture on the hair. It's great detail. The next one is just the rest of his body and comes in one piece like this. So let's put it together. Let me just move the base aside first, because let's not use it for now. And put this on. There it goes. Just like that. And voila! Here we have USOPP. He actually kind of leans towards this direction and a little shaky. I'm not sure if this was meant to be, I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be more upright. So maybe this leg's supposed to be lower, but you can feel like it's kind of bent. This is the same thing if you put here, I think. Like it still shakes. Yeah, but at least it's not toppling, I guess. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the details on the face first. I would say that compared this to the prototype, I think it's pretty similar. The quality on the face is actually pretty well done. I can even sort of feel those lines on the lips. This looks like USOPP, I would say. It looks really cute. Just that the some people might say that the mouth is a little bit too wide, too big, and it looks a little weird. But I think it's just kind of funny in a sense. I mean, USOPP is always making exaggerated faces too, and you get that long. You get that long nose, Yeah, really good paints, good printing, even some shading around the eyes. I'm not sure if you can see. One thing I would just maybe say is that I've also mentioned this in the BWFC update video, is that I would sort of prefer this lip color to be similar to the one for the other BWFC USOPP. This one is a little bit too dark for me. I think the other one looks nicer. It will look better, but they're just my only complaint about the face. Ears are all pretty okay. Here we got a bandana where we can see this like stitches on it, like dotted lines. Really good quality. I think some parts it's not that obvious, but these are the things that I think they could choose to not put it, just draw lines, but they decided to do so. Some creases here, well, all the way to the tie at the back. And of course the hair itself is a little dark. I hope you can see it. Let me just try to make it brighter, so you could see the little curves, little waves in his hair. And like I said, when you're actually feeling this, you can really feel like the individual kind of hair strands, I guess. It's already rough and in great detail. Not sure how they did this, but to me this is really amazing for a price figure. And I don't think I was worried that they might just tone it down from the prototype, but I think they sort of matched the standards. Alright, other than that, let's take a look at the body. He's wearing his pre-timescape outfits. A little bit skinnier here. I think this really reminds me of how when we saw USOPP back when he first appeared. Little skinny USOPP, still like a kid, and similar to those early character designs of Oda. But here you have him wearing his wristband. Also, you can feel those rough edges on it. Feels really cool. And his body itself, sculpt. There's just rough edges all around. I think it's meant to be that way, the way it is designed, to make it feel, I think, a little more realistic. And I really like that. I really dig it. I think it's really cool. Those golden pin over here on the straps is well done. You can even see different colors shading across to show a little bit of worn wear and tear or age. And then we have this waistband that goes all around with certain creases. And over here you could just take a look at those striations, those marks along his shoes, even along his legs here, his thighs. Little marks that just goes across, and you could tell they're trying to give it a more realistic, more maybe manga drawing kind of style. Back pockets. Wow, I'm just really kind of impressed. No particularly ugly seam lines, some over here and there, but I think it is really well done. This is the tiny flower, and it's kind of cute. It's a tiny little flower that USOPP is smelling, and you can even see on his finger nails that they kind of painted it. I think it's the same for the other hand. So like this is the bottom, and just generally good paint and design across. Really digging it. And I think when you look at this, it's safe to say that the color is a little bit more dull too. It's less saturated, I guess. Now let us take a look at the heights of this USOPP. So I'm gonna take one from the base to the top of his head first. It's around 5 inches and around 12.7 cm. And now without the base, it is around 4 3/4 inches, so around a little bit more than 12 cm. Now I'm just going to bring in some of my other figures so we can do a little bit of height and scale comparison. First of all, I'm going to bring in Sogeking, POP Sogeking, Portrait of Pirates by Mega House. And I think I mentioned in my BWFC updates video that I think this USOPP is around the the scale of the POP. Now that they are side by side with one another, I kind of think it is right and wrong. Right, because from what I see, the body proportions, the size are rather similar. It looks around the same, but when you look at the head itself, the head is the one that kind of screws this up. His head is really huge. As you can see, it's just so huge, and it kind of doesn't match well anymore, in a sense. Maybe I'm just gonna bring in the masterized best edition Luffy, since I have it here, to show you what I mean. So when you look at the body itself, obviously this one will never match up with the length of this scale, such the King of Artists, Master Stars piece, Master Life scale, but the head is much more similar to this. So it really depends on how you want to display this USOPP. Personally, I think I'll just put him next to my USOPP collection, because with all the USOPPs together, they look pretty cool. But if you're looking for scale representation, maybe because of the head, he will probably look better with this scale than the POP scale, in my opinion. Just as a bonus as well, I'm gonna bring in Grandista Luffy, so you can really see how huge the guy is compared to this USOPP. I can't even fit in this angle. Alright. Before we go, I just want to do a little bit of comparison with this image on the box. I think this photo is same as the released promotional image by Banpresto. So let me just put it at similar angle. One thing I noticed is that the actual head itself, compared to the one over here, this is slightly lower, and of course this hand seems to be a little bit bent out of place. Should be around here. And other than that, the small details, such as if you look at the picture itself, those stitches are really clear. Not as clear as this one, but in my opinion, it's actually okay. I think this is already pretty well done. They don't have to. They don't usually give 100% replica from the prototype. They don't do that anymore, as far as I know. And this is already very good, in my opinion. Another thing is also the lips. The one on the promo image, it's more rough, more edges, more detailed. But also I think that in the actual product, it doesn't have to be that way, because it's actually better. I think it's better that it's not so rough. It kind of fits the overall design better. And other stuff, such as his waistband and this little, I don't know, this white part of his onesie is not as rough and detailed as the ones you can see here. Here you can really see the texture, but here on the actual product, not as much. But no biggie, no issues about that. Overall, just some parts, such as over here, just the shading is also a little bit toned down. But ultimately, I really like this figure. I think this is really well done. Not being biased or anything, but this is probably one of the better Banpresto figures that have come out after a recent string of bad products. That's all I have, and I'll recommend anyone who is a USOPP fan to get this figure, because it's really cute. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button. Any questions, any comments, just leave them in the comment section below, or you can follow me on my Instagram and just hit me up over there. Let me know what you guys think of this figure. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again. Bye bye.